Hello and welcome to Losing the 50, the show where we commiserate the bad in Gacha and talk about the good too. This is a show all about Zenless Zone Zero, and today I'm joined by regular co-hosts Kete the Seventh and Shanaha, along with new guest Soul. Soulless Soul? Soul, do
Yeah,
you want to
this
say a
Soul's
hi?
fine.
I don't know which way I should say it, you know?
Nah, you're good. You good. Soul is just fine. But what's good, yo?
Yo. Kete, you want to say a hi?
Yo, what's up? I'm sick. I'm still here though.
I feel like that's a shot. Shots fired. I'll take it. Shanna?
Yeah.
What up? Saving the best for last. It's me, Shanahan.
Yeah, always. That's how I do it. Okay, so let's move on to the first topic of the day. I think it's something that everyone wants to hear about. Miyabi is coming, boys.
Wait, what? I didn't even know that.
So we're like a week. We're like a week late on this news because I was sick, and now Kete is sucking it up and doing it while he's sick. So thank you, Kete, for being a better man than I am.
Yeah. I'll teach you how to be a man one day.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's crazy.
Sol only just being exposed to this side of Kete, clearly. Right. So Miyabi is indeed coming, though. Initial thoughts, hot takes.
She's gonna be trash. Now I'm playing. Don't shoot me in the comments. I know every Miyabi stand is about to have pitchforks because I made that joke. but no, I think she's gonna be super sick. I got very high expectations for her.
Mhm.
I hope that she's going to be a semblance of what the future of characters are going to look like. Not even just like meta wise, but like how they overall operate with like what they can actually do to expand a character's kit.
Okay. That sounds hype.
I'm just hoping that they don't go like too over the edge with like fancy stuff, like just because she's like, oh, she's Miyabi, she's the Voidhunter. Like, I hope they don't like give her too much crazy stuff.
Yeah. I kind of agree. Here's the thing, guys, and I think I've said this before on videos and stuff, but I kind of think they might undertune her at
There's no way it would.
at M0.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I think they know about all of the saving for Miyabi stuff, and I think I don't know. I think they're ready for people to get her M1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could see that. I'm not hoping for that. I hope it's not. I think it'll be like that in some way where I think she's still gonna be really, really strong M0, but I think her copies are definitely gonna be cracked out. I could imagine her just being this godforsaken busted character once you get her M1.
Yeah. And to be honest, it's probably the only time, like for me, to be honest, where I'll consider it because there's been so much hype and so many players are like ready to drop all of their bank, that they've been saving for Miyabi. That is probably the only time it's worthwhile talking about it as well as a content creator, because normally people just skim over that stuff. They're just going to get the M0 and they're going to move on with their lives. They're not going to worry about copies. But I think with Miyabi, copies and her weapon, like, I do think people are going to be interested in that because people have been saving for so long. Kete, what are you thinking?
I can't say much without talking about the dreams I had last night. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Man's had dreams.
But if y'all want to ever see my dreams, come and join my Discord, Kete's gang. Yeah.
I will say, I'm like, I feel like this is, it's not the exact same, but like my opinion towards Miyabi personally, it's kind of like how I imagine some people were with Lycan at the start of the game. Remember how everyone is saying, dude, you have to get, like, Lycan is the best character. You have to reroll until you get him. Like,
yeah.
Unless you get him. And then like, there are some people that they get him, but they just get him because he's like the meta character. They don't really like him. They're just like, oh, well, everyone's saying I have to get him. No, I have to get Lycan, I guess. I feel like that's going to be the Miyabi situation as well.
We must have been on different sides of the internet. I rarely saw anyone say, "Oh, you got to get Lycan." Like, what?
I think
like out of the standards, like he was like that. Oh, you have to get him,
you won't
get him and Ellen, and then like that's like the that was
like,
the thing. All the rerollers, like, dude, you will spend 20 hours of your day rerolling accounts until you get the God Ellen roll.
No, okay. If you're saying for Ellen, okay. I thought you were the way you were talking. You were saying just Lycan like by himself. And I was gonna say no, hell no. Like people only wanted him for Ellen. Like,
Yeah, I
but
would say that
the game
that was
launched
that
with
was
Ellen.
that was like
Yeah.
the main push for him was that like most
Yeah.
of the videos I saw whenever they talked about picking the standard character, he was always the number one suggestion because they was always forcing him and then get Ellen.
Yeah, like no, I was about to say I thought you were just saying just liking by himself. I was like,
Nah.
no, what?
Yeah. It's because of Ellen that people were saying you should re-roll them to get him because Ellen was awesome.
If anything, he wasn't really popular. He was only wanted because of Ellen. If Ellen didn't exist
Exactly.
at the beginning of the game,
That's what I'm saying. It's like Miyabi's sort of giving similar vibes where like I know there are some people that actually do like her, but it feels like some people, me, are getting swayed to get her just because of how good she might be, not just because you like the character or anything.
Yeah, I mean, to
Like
be honest,
the
though,
meta reasons.
the very first time that we've seen her as a character is in the 1.3 stuff, right? Before that, it was pretty much.
No, there was that one cutscene at the start.
Oh yeah, sorry, that
When you go
one
to Hollow
cutscene
Zero.
at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that one cutscene at the start. No, I mean, like, like we've actually seen her like interact with other characters and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah.
like we've seen her as a character, and I actually do think that that's sold me on her a little more than I was. I think because she seems kind of like chill and fun and doesn't want to do work and stuff. I don't know. Like I feel like that's not necessarily like a particularly interesting character trait, but she seems very cool.
Yeah, she's definitely she gives me the vibes of like all of like Raiden Shogun and Acheron, like the same kind of, don't shoot me in the comments, kind of bland, but she's very badass. So like the badassness carries
The bland badass.
essentially.
Okay.
But she's cool. She's cool. I don't think that's an issue. It's like,
Yeah, she's cool.
well, Bland might not be the best because she could be a very complex character, like story, but like she's not. She's pretty. Those characters, they go off of like kind of being a bit emotionless.
Yeah. I can see that.
I mean, like we were honestly saying some similar stuff about Yanagi, like, oh, she's just an office lady and stuff like that. Which is again, nothing wrong with that. But like then you get to see like the backstory about like how she met Sakaku, and then now the story about how like she keeps the team together in 1.3. Like I think once we get to 1.4 and we actually see Miyabi interact with us, I'm sure like it'll win people over.
Yeah, it'll show all the layers and stuff to her.
Yeah, that's true. And to be fair, Hoyoverse is very good at that, and they're very good at like kind of holding that back until the right moment, and the right moment is right before you're about to have to pull your wallet out. So yeah, like as we get closer, don't worry, we'll see loads more of her. But I'm definitely feeling kind of sold on Yanagi, by the way, boys. With all of the 1.3 stuff, Yanagi is very, very cool. Much more than just a secretary.
Funny enough, I have not played the story yet. I'm actually going to play that today.
Oh, you should
I
definitely.
haven't I didn't get a chance to play it, but I've been hearing very good things about it, so I'm excited.
Yeah, well, no spoilers, but yeah, it definitely made me feel that she was pretty awesome. She kind of holds the gang together, basically. And yeah, she's great. Yanagi, great.
don't listen to him. He has pull bias because he got her by accident. Don't listen to him.
Oh,
I actually tried to early pull her. I tried to do like my first 20, and I was like, oh, I didn't get her. Okay, I'm done now.
This man was the biggest Yanagi skipper, and then he gets her by accident. He's like, "Oh my god, no, I changed my, I looked at the story. I just looked at the story, guys, and I didn't had a change of heart. Like Yanagi, best character ever. It's definitely not because I pulled her by accident. Like definitely the best character ever. Yeah, don't listen. To him.
I mean, let's face it. I don't think we've had a single dud of a character yet. Anyway, in Zenless Zone Zero. Anyway, so you always know that Hoyo are going to do a good job with the character pitch and the little movie that you get, and then the lore drop. Like they're always going to crush it. So every character is going to be cool. But yeah,
100%.
I did end up with her by accident, and it has kind of potentially biased me a little bit to be like, well, yeah, she's definitely cool. Okay, so I guess that brings us on to talking about, as we're talking about Miyabi and we're talking about Yanagi, it feels like we're in the midst of Anomaly Meta, boys.
What do you mean? Haramasa will save the attackers.
Will
He
he
will
though?
save the Soul Society.
Will he
If
though?
only
I
you
can't even
do.
say it with a straight face.
But yeah, by the time we get to Miyabi, I think 4 out of our last 7 limited S ranks will be Anomaly. Now, there's still less anomaly than there is like attack agents in the game, but it just feels like we're
Yeah.
getting a lot of limited S rank anomaly characters recently. So it feels like anomaly is the way that the game is being pushed to be played. How do we feel about that?
Fine.
Funny, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm funny enough actually working on a video. That'll be like my next video talking about that. But
Nothing wrong with
essentially, I think it's pretty good. I think the whole conversation around it is kind of a bit blown out of proportion. I think people just aren't looking at the grand scheme of things. That Anomaly was just so far behind originally that they needed this time to catch them up and bring in a lot more units to overall not only catch them up in numbers, but also like kind of expand and show how the idea they had around like the whole elemental system and disorder, like they needed those characters to show the potential of how the overall system properly works when characters are designed around it.
Yeah.
Bro, this is just typical Hoyo. I'm sorry, this is just typical Hoyo fan base stuff. Like, how many examples can I think of? Let's see. The first example, Genshin. When Genshin first came out, there was only one polearm in the game, in the entire game, and then Genshin released a lot of polearm characters to catch them up, right, to the other archetypes of weapons, and people were like, "Oh my god, this is polearm impact." And I was like, all they did was catch them up, right? And then also with Genshin, when Dendro came out, there was no Dendro characters. So Genshin released a shit ton of Dendro to catch up Dendro, just to catch it up. People were like, oh my God, this is Dendro Impact. It's like, and then go to Honkai Star Rail. The beginning of Honkai Star Rail, there was barely any break support. At all.
That's true.
So finally we get to the part where they start releasing a lot of break support, a lot of break DPS to catch up the break archetype. And people are like, oh my God, it's a fucking break game. Just call it Break Star Rail at this point. It's the fucking dude. I'm sorry, it's just Hoyo fan base, man. Like Anomaly only had 2 characters when they first came out. Like they need to catch up. And there's also benefit because Anomaly characters inherently are easier to build than attack characters. So it's also benefit where at the early stages of the game, you give us Anomaly DPS that don't take nearly as much investment to get the ball rolling. There's nothing wrong with it, man. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I was talking with a homie the other day. I was essentially we're going to get a bunch of these Anomaly characters for a little bit, but probably I'm guessing once we kind of get closer towards like 2.0 or like maybe even before that, like maybe if we get to like a 1.7 1.8, we'll start seeing like a shift again of like we'll either maybe get more stunners or more attackers or whatever. But how they've been doing it is it's been pretty nice. They've been distributing that one banner will be Anomaly and then the other one will be like a random sort of whatever the other characters are. And I think they've been pacing it pretty well with how it's been so far.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a lot quickly. I think it should be spread out a little bit more, honestly. I know that they need to catch them up, and I don't disagree with your points, but if I was playing devil's advocate here, just for a moment, like I'm just going to see it from the other side.
I love devil's advocate.
Hello, devil's advocate. Yeah, the devil's advocate in me would be like, well, yeah, but when 4 out of the last 7 limited S ranks are Anomaly characters, it means you basically don't have a choice except to play Anomaly. Because if you want to keep up with the damage that you need to do and stuff with the ever creeping up Shiyu HP bars, then you need to then play Anomaly. So it means that you kind of don't have a choice anymore. You kind of have to play Anomaly.
Wait. So
Especially with
stun
them being,
agents get a
back to
pass?
back as well.
Wait, so stun agents get a pass?
Well, stun agents don't get a pass. We just haven't had one since Ching Yi.
Shingi Caesar's she's basically a stun agent and lighter. That's 3.
Oh well, oh yeah, I guess he's coming.
Yeah, but
oh
like,
yeah, that is allowed to
Caesar's
be a
like,
lot of
yeah.
stunning.
That's why I said like they're doing it weird. Like it's back to back anomalies. Like it would have been nice if it was like Bernice and then lighter and then Yanagi, but it's like Bernice straight into Yanagi. I think that's also why people are going like, oh, another anomaly, just because of the double whammy of Bernice into Yanagi.
But that's what they've always done, though. They put the characters that synergize together right next to each other.
Yeah, that is true, I guess.
Yeah.
But so like,
Gotta reach for that wallet.
What's the issue?
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's a huge chance that Ellen will be in the first half rerun for 1.4. There's a huge chance that way lighter, because lighter. He wants an attack agent. This has been confirmed by Hoyo themselves on stream. He wants an attack agent. And they also showed a clip of Lighter supporting Ellen on the live stream. So there's a very, very good chance. And also, and 1.4 history for Hoyo games, 1.4 Genshin started reruns, and Honkai Star Rail 1.4 started reruns. So there's a very good chance Ellen will be in the first half.
And it was always like the first limited unit that gets rerun as well.
Yeah, and like there's guess what? And Lighter and Ellen, they synergize with each other. So like that's just how they always done it. They always put synergy next to each other.
Yeah, that's true.
I think what they're doing is fine, but I could definitely understand why people might not like it, just because, like you were saying, it's just a lot of them under the same class at once, and they kind of, I guess it's a kind of a, it's not like a bad releasing order, but I guess like there's like an argument that you could make that they could make other classes synergize just as well, with a better structure, of like spreading out the different classes more, but I think all in all, it's just I think how the way that they do it allows the game to have like different phases, regardless, and it just, I don't know, it allows the game to be very interesting.
Yeah. I don't necessarily disagree. I think it's going through its anomaly phase right now. Yeah, it's not necessarily anomaly meta, but it's going through its anomaly phase right now. Kete is just spamming chat right now for some reason. Honestly, okay. What were we talking about? Oh, anomaly meta.
Anomaly stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Did you have anything to add, Shanna? Because you've been a bit quiet over there.
I mean, I've already made a video on it, and like, it's more, I understand it from like a gameplay perspective of like, there's so much more like new like, I mean, unless they wow us with something else for the attackers, like who knows, maybe Haramasa will like bring it all back to attackers, but like there's just so much more new stuff you can do with Anomaly in general, like the disorder stuff with like Yanagi being able to proc her own disorder, introducing assaults being able to crit with Jane, introducing like off-field anomaly application with Bernice, and like potentially like if they ever introduce new elements, you can add like new types of disorders or new what's it called, like anomaly effects. Like there's just so much more room for like making new things. So like it makes sense that like if you have to keep on obviously like power creeping and making new stuff every single time, a new agent to make people want to buy them or pull them, you know, it's a lot easier to just come up with a new effect as opposed to like you could probably do something for like crit focused attack agents, but like it's a lot harder to come up with something new.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I actually brought up in the video I was working on, is that they're going to need to find a way to make attackers a lot more interesting, since they're going down this path with Anomaly. And I think from like the basis of how attackers work are fine. I think where they can do that to express to make them a lot more interesting is just how the overall kit operates, which in my opinion, I think not only will Miyabi be a way to show how the game would go coming forth, but I think Haramasa is probably going to be a big indicator of how they want attackers to go moving forward as well.
Yeah. What if they make Haramasa like he's like named as an attack agent, but like somehow Haramasa is like technically speaking he wants to apply Anomaly instead, even though he's listed as an attacker.
That would be insane. I also think.
Though.
Sorry, what was that, Kete?
I disagree.
You disagree? Okay, well, do we want to pop a pin in this until we talk about Haramasa, or do you want to talk about it now?
Well, it's actually leading to the next conversation, because we were going to talk about Voidhunters, and the reason I disagree slightly with Miyabi setting the tone of how Anomaly will be in the future is because she is a Voidhunter. Voidhunters.
I wasn't saying her setting the tone for Anomaly. In my statement, I was saying more so her setting the tone of how character kits are going to operate in general.
Even then you can kind of disagree, right? Because the Voidhunters, they probably want those characters to stand out on their own.
Yeah, she's getting super special treatment.
They are the Voidhunters, right? You probably wouldn't want to give other characters a special treatment.
Yeah, they would make them have a very strong identity on their own, but they would more than likely definitely take pieces of those from the Voidhunters and add them to different characters. They won't be as strong, or strong might not be the word. They won't be as unique as them, but they'll definitely take pieces from them.
I can see that, maybe. Yeah.
So let's move on and open up that conversation around the Voidhunters then. So Miyabi got that little logo on her drip marketing, that seems to line up with the logo referred to for Voidhunters in the lore trailer that I think was like a pre-release trailer. So we're making the assumption that all Voidhunters and future Voidhunters are going to have that logo on and potentially be treated a little bit differently. Maybe they'll be like Archons from like Genshin. What do we think about that? So Miyabi's our first one, but I'm guessing that I mean, the trailer alluded to 7, but the one that we're
Yes.
getting is not the one from the trailer. Is that right?
Yeah.
Shanna,
So
go on.
in the
Yeah.
trailer, those are the 7 Voidhunters from the collapse. So before like the old Eridu essentially. And one of them was Swordmaster, and that is a member of the Miyabi family. But they even specifically state that like this Swordmaster has a descendant. And spoilers for 1.2, Miyabi is seen at like the memorial site. So unless like they do some crazy, she's actually 1,000 years old, but in the body of like a 20-year-old, we have reason to believe that this Miyabi is like the next generation of Void Hunters.
Do we know how long? I can't remember. Do we know how long ago the collapse was? Like in years?
I'm not entirely certain, but like it's recent enough that like Miyabi is like the daughter of that Void Hunter, and like Faith and so like Bell and Weiss are like students from Professor Arki, who was one of the other Void Hunters. So like within the generation, you could say.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I was about to ask. Is that maybe possibly like her mother that she
Yeah,
was referring to in 1.2?
Yeah.
So do we think then that Void Hunter, what do we call it? That Void Hunter sigil or like recognition is then like passed down like a generational thing? So are we going to see like the new generation of Void Hunters that are, and but what we've only seen previously is like the old generation from that lore trailer. Is that what we think is going to happen moving forwards?
I think that that's going to be probably like a Miyabi specific thing. Because I don't there's no confirmation if the other ones there was no confirmation in general, but
Yeah.
what I'm thinking is that that Void Hunter, specifically Swordmaster, is possibly Miyabi's mother, and that since she's gone now, she just takes up that mantle.
That title is
And
passed
everybody
on.
else is probably still somewhat, it probably still exists, so they're probably alive, so they just still hold the Void Hunter. They still hold the Void Hunter mantle, but Miyabi is just a replacement since her mother is gone.
I didn't even consider that. Yeah, I was gonna say like it was in my mind. It was either like we have a new generation of Void Hunters or like the old generation of Void Hunters. But then, like you said, now the Miyabi being the odd one out, that would seem a bit weird. Yeah. All I'm saying is I want it to be the old Void Hunters because there's some really cool characters there.
Yeah,
like,
there's some cool
was
ones
it
in there.
Dawnbringer, the one that the chick that invented Bang Boos. Like, come on, how can you not want to pull her?
That's
that
the one with the
Sunbringer?
pink hair, or is that the girl with the white? The one with the white.
It's the one with like the horns and the white. Yeah.
Yeah. Those characters, when I see them, I remember when that trailer came out, it just immediately screamed to me like these are probably going to be the craziest characters in the game, because especially old dude with the fire as his head. I was like, what the?
Yeah, and there's also that big motherfucker, like the huge guy, like bigger than Big Ben, or Ben bigger, not Big Ben.
Big Ben, the clock.
Probably bigger than Big Ben as well.
Yeah, I don't think we know all their names specifically, particularly those ones, because it kind of flashed them up at the same time as it was
they were
talking.
like code names. I can try and pull them up real quick.
Like the captain of the Falkenhayn mercenary troop.
Yeah, those 3 specifically were like very quick to flash by.
Yeah, and it's not totally clear in the trailer like which one is referring to which one.
Yeah.
Captain Dan, I think, is one of them. Okay, so Shannon's going to do the fact checking then. So do we think then we're going to see? So Sol, your theory is that we will see all of those characters then, and Miyabi is just like
at some point,
search.
Yeah, because from my understanding, it's definitely gonna be really spaced out more than like. Because if I'm not mistaken, like one of them are on the moon, or like they held one of the projects on the moon or whatever. Because I know in the game, like you can see in the distance, like the moon is like halfly corrupted by ether. So I figure at some point, and if I'm not mistaken, in the trailer they do mention that one of them, if I'm not mistaken, it's the woman with that created Bang Boo. She's currently on the moon doing research, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
So I figure at some point we're going to be going into space and learning about them. And with such a drastic jump like that, I imagine that's going to be something that they're going to like. It's going to take us a while to build up to. So we're probably going to get them like in we'll probably get them like from far patches between each other as we're building up lore about each one.
Yeah,
Patch 7.0.
7.0.
100%.
It might be a bit long.
My guess though, for real, is that we'll get Miyabi, we'll get her story, and I think the more likely one that we'll get more into, I think it's to do with the Firehead, because he's the one that went into Hollow Zero by himself and allowed them to figure out how to like essentially path their way through it. And he's in the. I think he's at the area that the story is taking us now, to where Bell and Wise are trying to prove their innocence, as well as Miyabi's trying to find out who caused it. If I'm not mistaken, the lore is that he's already there looking for who caused it as well. So we'll probably learn more about him next.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, Professor is it Archie?
Professor Archie, yeah.
Yeah.
Archie, there you go. Yeah, him.
Founder of the Helios Academy. Helios being the father of Phaethon, by the way. Oh my gosh. I can't like not geek out over that. It's so cool.
Oh, right. So that's how we know that they're connected to
Yeah.
like Phaethon. Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Out of curiosity, by the way, the other three Voidhunters or City Defenders, aka Voidhunters, Colonel Vike, Lieutenant Colonel Dan, and the leader of the Falkenheim mercenary troop, who no name specified, but those are the three. So that's the pink-haired girl, the purple-haired girl, and the big guy.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, everybody always focuses on the pink hair because I think she looks kind of similar to a character in another one of Hoyo's games. I can't remember.
Yeah, like March 7th, yeah.
Yeah. And then the one I'm excited for, he just looks cool to me. Joyous, the dude that he wears like
the guy that does not look very joyous at all.
I'm super excited to see what he ends up doing.
Yeah, for
he
sure.
was the guy that invented like the hollow exploration methods and stuff like that.
Oh.
Okay. I think I got those him and Archie mixed up then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're talking. Yeah, like we're picking apart a trailer from memory after not watching it probably for a month or more. So apologies for any misinformation spread on the internet. But yeah, it does sound interesting though. Kind of super cool as well that we'll probably actually get to see these characters. And I'm guessing we will find out what happened with original Swordmaster in Miyabi's story stuff that comes in 1.4.
Yeah, I'm expecting a very sad story, anger, and then some Virgil dope ass cutscenes from Miyabi.
Yeah, I mean that sounds hype. I can get behind that 100%. Cool. Any additional thoughts from anyone else on the Voidhunter stuff?
No, y'all pretty much said most of everything I was thinking, except for one thing. Okay, so I got recommended a video. I didn't click on, but the thumbnail almost made me click on it, right? It was the pink-haired lady Voidhunters. I always forget their names. What's her name?
I mean, we don't really know which one she is.
Yeah, we're not
you don't know
100% which one she is.
But people, not people, the thumbnail said Nicole's mom, and I was like, what?
That would be wild if it's true.
If that's Nicole's mom, bro,
that
I
would be insane. And I would say they could make that work because if I'm not mistaken, Nicole was an orphan, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Oh shit, really? Oh.
Yeah, her and
Yeah, because if I'm not, that's how she met her. I knew she had her backstory with her friend that got sick and she didn't get a chance to see the world because she was stuck in that room because she was sick or something. But yeah, I think it was because if I'm not mistaken, Nicole was a part of an orphanage.
Yeah.
Oh.
But other than that, nothing. So make sure you check that. I replied to your message in your.
Okay.
All right. So up next, lighter thoughts. Should we ask Kete what he thinks about lighter first? Mr. Lighter himself, Lighter Boo. Are we hyped for lighter?
Step aside. I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So lighter for 85% of people, as much as I love this man, is a fucking skip. He's a skip. I'm sorry. I love him. He's a great agent. Like in terms of him being an upgrade, he is. He is an upgrade for Soldier 11, Ellen, Bernice carry teams, Sokaku DPS carry teams, M6 only, and M6 Lucy carry teams. He is absolutely an upgrade for all those teams, right? But we're at a point right now where that upgrade isn't really needed. Does that make sense? He's more of a character where you can he's really a rerun character for most people. Like if you're just dying for like an upgrade right now, absolutely go for him. He is an upgrade, but he is the definition of a rerun character. He is you do not need him right now. He is the definition of a rerun.
It's like, especially if you got Caesar, you honestly don't need anybody else at the moment if you have Caesar.
Like,
especially as well, knowing that like Miyabi's coming as well, like that just knowing that there's somebody else with more potential in the future also just screws things over.
I mean, it might be why they're back-to-backing dudes is because they know that people are going to be saving anyway.
what the fuck? Never say that again.
Well, we got two dudes back to back. I don't understand.
Two guys being dudes. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, just guys being
You're
dudes.
right. Yeah, bros being bros.
Yeah.
Speaking of bros,
Yeah,
poor Anson,
bros
but we'll get
before.
to that later.
Hey
Yeah.
man, you know I recently built him again, like to catch him up, and I was like, I wasted all this resources.
Dude. Rest in peace, Anson. But
I was
yes,
like,
but lighter, yeah, he is a pretty sizable upgrade over Lycan, for Ellen, and none of this is leaks. This is all pretty much confirmed. He is a pretty sizable upgrade over Lycan for Ellen, but you can run them together. You can do lighter Lycan. That is a team comp that is possible.
oh yeah, they showed that
Um,
in the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could also do lighter Sokaku. That also works. He is an upgrade for
Uh,
Soldier 11. So you would replace Bernice or Lucy with lighter and then still use Caesar. So it'd be Caesar, lighter, Soldier 11. That would be her new best team.
let's go, Soldier
But
11 fans, rise up.
All
but
five of them.
again,
Woo.
Yeah,
but
5 of
again,
them.
it's just like he is an upgrade for those teams, but I just can't justify for the majority of people to risk losing, to risk not getting Miyabi if they want Miyabi, right? If you don't want Miyabi and you are a Soldier 11 main or an Ellen main, I think you should absolutely go for lighter, right? But if you want Miyabi, or even potentially one of the idols or Obol, we'll get to that topic later. I don't know if it's worth the risk, to be honest. That's
Yeah.
how I feel about lighter right now.
Yeah, like how I always go over. Well, I recently was definitely pushing it in my video talking about me skipping Yanagi. I'm always like, whenever you look at like characters like this, or like really characters in general, you always have to think about what how your account is standing currently, and what units are you using a lot. That's
Yeah.
like, there's like for me, I love Soldier 11. She's my favorite unit in the game. So everything about Soldier, I want characters that benefit and buff her and bring her up. And lighter is one of the options for me where I'm like, oh well, he makes my Soldier 11 better. Get him. But if you don't care about like a Soldier or Ellen or any of the units that he's really going to work with, then there's no reason to get him unless you just really like him. Which I'm like similar to Kete. I love his design. I love his voice actor. He's just cool as fuck.
Yeah, I definitely don't disagree on those points. He is cool as fuck. But as we get closer to him, I think for a while I've been saying like, oh, I might try and get lighter. You know, he's got some work to do, but I might go for it. But I actually can't see it benefiting my account that much the closer we get to it, because I really don't see myself playing Soldier 11 teams because I've lent so hard into Anomaly at this point.
Especially since you got Yanagi now as well.
Yeah, especially since I lucked into Yanagi now, it kind of makes me feel like, well, I'm just all Anomaly. Like I don't even need a stun. It's just all Anomaly. I don't know. I think I'm gonna probably end up skipping him if I'm honest.
One of the benefits about lighter is he will get better with time.
Hmm.
Not in multiple ways, by the way, not just one. And one way he'll get better with time is obviously releasing more fire and ice damage dealers, right? So he'll get better in that way. And he'll also get better with time because now he can be very flexible. Because if they release more fire and ice damage dealers, now he's very flexible for your Shiyu. You can pretty much almost guarantee him to be on one of your sides, right? Because if one side of the Shiyu is ice weak but not fire, oh, guess what? You could still slot in lighter. If one side of the Shiyu is fire weak but not ice, oh, guess what? You could still slot in lighter, right? So
Yeah,
he
that
will
flexibility.
get better.
Yeah.
He will get better and better over time, and he will become more flexible. But right now, because there's so few teams he can work with, that most people would be willing to play, right now he's inflexible and niche right now, but over time he will age better and become more flexible.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess we always say as well, like you shouldn't pull a character for a potential future that isn't here right now. You know,
Exactly. That's why I say he's the perfect rerun character. He's the perfect character you can get on a rerun.
Oh man, they need to start reruns in 1.4.
They need to, yes.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah. I mean,
let's start it off with mid.
Yeah. I kind of just don't. I don't want to not have Caesar anymore, boys.
Hey, this is on you, bro. Man. I tried so hard to tell Gabriel. I tried so hard for weeks. I was like, bro, just get her. Yeah, bro, you're gonna regret it. Just get her. You already skipped Xingyi, bro. Just get her. Just get her. He was like, nah, bro. I'm set. I'm set, bro. I got this. I got Bernice. He goes to the tower and he texts me. He's like, hey, Kete, maybe I should have got Caesar.
Bro, I'm right there. I'm right there with you, gamer. I did the same thing. I was like, you know what? Chingy came out. I was like, I'm cool with being on my Jian team. I'm fine. I could get her later. And
Yeah.
Caesar came out. I was like, I don't need the shield right now. I think I'm fine. I'm cooling. I've been trying to play through tower. Oh my god! If I just had Caesar, I would not be struggling right now.
I think the thing is that like, and this isn't a slight on the game at all. Like, Battle Tower is amazing. Like, we can't complain that we don't have tough content because we have the Battle Tower, and it's so fucking fun. Like,
I love it so much. Yeah,
it's great. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
but
I hope they keep updating it.
yeah, oh, I'd love that. Yeah, I'd love it if we got a refresh at some point. I know that there's not a timer on it, but it would be kind of nice if it was like, oh, hey, we're going to make another set of steps, like another set of floors, and they just do that every few months or something. That would be great. But I guess what I'm moving on to say is that like I didn't think it was coming this soon. I didn't think we'd get this like super cool end game flex mode so close to the start of the game. But we definitely can't complain that we've got it. But yeah, I also definitely wasn't ready for it because Caesar is absolutely goated in that mode.
I'm just glad that they did the thing I said where like to make it harder they just removed flashes.
Oh yeah, they did do that,
which does make it so much more difficult, but it's in a good way. Yeah,
you have to pay attention to the animations and stuff, and then actually learn enemy attacks and patterns and stuff like you're playing Dark Souls. Which again is fun.
Well, they also did the thing or thought they wouldn't because I remember I believe it was the last podcast. Gamer said that he didn't believe that they would make enemies just hit harder. Oh well, dude, the tower one shot Caesar's shield. One shot.
Yeah. I was watching. I think I was part of Kete stream the other week, and I think it was named Flameski, the Billy player. And I was watching, there you go, Felinsky. And I was watching like his gameplay for doing the solo run, and he almost choked it because he got hit. Billy went from max HP to like 75 HP left. I was like, oh my god.
It
he only survived because of that 1 HP roll on one of his drive discs.
Yeah,
he survived.
It doesn't make it easy for you. And to be clear, you can still clear everything that you need to clear to get all the rewards without Caesar. But for me, as someone who likes to play close to meta, but mainly just for waifu, so waifu first, meta second, but a bit of meta. Like it feels bad, man, being like, oh, I kind of capped at floor 25 because I can't do it no more without Caesar.
Yeah, I mean 25 is where you like get all the rewards.
Yeah,
like dude, like the average player, because like I always try to say, like, I try to keep in touch with what the average player is feeling. So I always make sure I'm talking to a lot of people and like seeing how they feel about the game, people who are like really casual. And what it seems like to me right now, even the average player with Caesar, they're getting fucking destroyed in the tower, right? It is like so this is like a big tip right now. Thank you for bringing up Flaminsky. You maybe remember Soul. Flaminsky, when he was in my stream the other week. No, I think it was last week, right? Yeah, last week.
Yeah.
He said since the enemies at higher floors one shot Caesar's shield anyways, just start using it as a one hit block. And take off the impact off of drive 6
and put energy regen.
That's smart.
And I was like, oh, yo, that is really smart. Like, that's actually a really good tip. Like, instead of using it as something to protect you, like infinitely, just use it as a one-hit block. As soon as you get touched, reapply it. As soon as you get touched, reapply it. As soon as you get touched, reapply it. So that's mad
smart. Yeah, I'm because what made me not pull for her was I was doing the creator server stuff, and as we kept playing, I was like, I'm kind of getting bored of playing her. I was like, and so I was like, the gameplay loop for her isn't super interesting to me. So I was like,
the parries. How are you not excited about those big parries, dude?
Because I'm a fighting game player. They're not hard.
But like
It's cool, but
whenever you
it's-
press the skill and you just hear that dong, it's like the whenever you in Guilty Gear, whenever you hear like that counter, like it's so good.
I mean,
Maybe it kind of died off for me after after a week of playing it in the server that they gave to us. But after that, I was like, I don't think I need this. But I was gravely mistaken. Like I'm working on another video, some like some tips. And one of my tips I do as a joke is that don't be like me and not have Caesar.
Tip number 1: go back in time and pull Caesar.
Best
when she comes
character
back
in-
on the rerun, when she comes back, Sol, we'll be
Oh
fine.
yeah, I'm definitely getting her then.
Oh yeah.
But yep, she is for the average player. She is the best character in the game because she is a top tier buffer. She gives you defensive utility. She can also act as your soul stun agent. She for the average player. Now again, I'm very like honest about my opinions, so I will say that she could easily fall off in the future. She can easily fall off in the future depending on how
yeah,
new
100%.
enemies come into the game, how game balance becomes, how the next defense agent comes out. Caesar can absolutely fall off in the future. I'm not going to sit there and glaze her and act like she'll be the best forever. But as of right
yeah.
now, even when Miyabi comes out, what I'm talking about is just the average person, like the average skill player. If like you're a really fucking good player, you don't need Caesar, right? Like if you're really fucking cracked at this game. But for the average player, she is the best character in the game, and she probably will be for the next few months at minimum.
So what are you saying? That sounds like a shot to me and gamer.
What I am saying,
No,
you should pull who you want, because like I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, always pull who you want.
I think almost every gacha, because I've been playing gacha games for 10 years. I think almost every gacha game I've ever played, there was only like one that I vividly remember where I actually only used the best characters and the best characters only. Like almost every single other one, like I actively remember just not even having the best character on my team. Like the only reason I have Caesar is because I'm a huge Sons of Caledon simp, and she just so happened to be a Sons of Caledon.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, yeah, like the best advice is always pull who you want, really, because it's going to keep you playing longer because you're going to be playing with your favorite characters. But yeah, and ultimately that's what the game is about. It's a game. It's about enjoyment. It's not about like getting the fastest clear times because no one actually cares.
Oh yeah. As long as I can clear, that's all I care about.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry, we got distracted. We were talking about Lighter. Do we have anything else to say about Lighter?
But I think that was actually a good tangent for real.
Yeah,
because
yeah, we
actually put more of emphasis why you don't need lighter right now.
Yeah.
because there exists-
It says a lot when we're like the discussion about Lighter just ends up back to Caesar anyway.
And if the number one lighter simp and myself is saying this, I'm being honest, right? Like I think he's a
Mhm.
great agent. He is an upgrade, but damn it, Caesar fucking exists. But for people who are new to the game, because there are people, because I do get people every single stream who say
Yeah.
I've only been playing for a week, I've only been playing for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Hey, if you plan on getting a Ellen in the future, maybe Soldier 11 was your first DPS you pulled on the banner. Lighter's a great pickup.
Yeah, he kind of gives you something
Yeah,
workable like immediately.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people come in, like either like right when Bernice's banner came in, or even like someone like the start with Yanagi's. Like I've getting a lot of new comments of people like, yeah, I just started the game like a week or so ago. So who should I be building? And I'm like, oh wow, that's actually pretty cool. But I mean, I guess that's just the beauty of free to play games. That people
Yeah,
are just
people come
always
in.
pick it up at any time.
The
Mhm.
Bernice music video putting in work, getting people into the
Yeah, true. I imagine though that the Miyabi material, when that starts coming out and people start realizing,
There's gonna be a huge influx of either like new people or just people that stop playing the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
They're
we're
gonna come
waiting
back.
for her, yeah.
yeah, people who potentially like grinded up like 20k of polychromes and then was like, well, I'm waiting for Miyabi. I'll be back in a few months. See you later.
Hey, but gamer, can
Mhm.
we I think we messed up on the topics. We need to quickly go over Yanagi quickly.
Oh yeah, sure. We were about to talk about Haramasa, but we can back up. We can talk about Yanagi.
We can do Yanagi then Haramasa. That's fine.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about Yanagi, boys. What are we saying about Yanagi?
He has parries, I
Dope
love
ass
it.
character.
Right now, if you have Bernice, she's the best DPS in the game. If you don't have Bernice, she's the second best DPS in the game. So it's not
So
saying she's great.
So she's fucking cracked,
great.
is what you're saying. Yeah.
She's insane. If you have Bernice, she's the best DPS in the game. If you don't have her, she's the second best. So
I still haven't built her. I'm gonna build her on stream tomorrow. But yeah, from the from the trial stuff that I've got to do with her, I feel like I have learned to play her a little bit, and I think Shanna piped up for a second there to say parries. But yeah, the parries are actually they're sick. They're
It's so fun when you pull them off.
they feel really good. So yeah, I'm kind of super excited to play her with Bernice.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm upset that I couldn't, because I was really been like, I want to get lighter, so I have to skip her. But I
Oh,
was really hoping in them first 20 pools that I was gonna get lucky. If I could get her super early, I can still get lighter. And I was like, I didn't get out. I was like, oh my god, because when I played her, she's like right there. She's probably low key. If I pulled her, I might would change all my channel art to
oh my god!
Yeah,
pull a Kete.
Yeah, because
Pull a
I think
Kete.
I think she has like the most fun gameplay. Like it's not exactly
Because of the
social
parries, right?
but
It's fun because of the parries.
that and like the stand switching and
Yeah,
stuff. It's just a lot of fun. And
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
I think
I like it a lot.
she had-
She's definitely going to be the character that when rerolls happen, I'm going for her 100%.
yeah, she has a lot of like nuance to her kit. She's got a lot of different things. It's like Shanna says, the parries, but yeah, it's also the stance changes, and then if you stance change at the right times, then you get the never-ending 3-4-5 hit of her combo. And then you can also do the EX special to do the polarity disorders as well. I think she's got the most different stuff to her kit, like as in the most stuff you have to think about. Like when you're just on fielding her, it's not like Jane where you can just like tap the button.
Mash left
Yeah.
click, occasionally hold down left click.
Occasionally hold the left click. Yeah. It's and oh yeah, you can do a dodge as well. Yeah. But yeah, it's not like that. It's like you actually have to think about it and manage it. And I think that's really cool. And I'm actually really hyped to play her in one of my teams as opposed to the trial teams. Now, Shanna, so go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I was somebody had commented on and was saying that it's like, y'all really think she's hard? And I'm like, I don't think her like playing her independently is difficult. I think where the difficulty in her comes from is like monitoring what you're doing and why you're in what stance and like doing all of your characters' rotations at the same time. I think that's where like it's not like extremely hard. Like it's still a gotcha, but it requires a bit more thinking behind it than playing Jane. Because Jane, I'm just mashing dodge buttons, and I'm just having a good old time.
Yeah, it is fun playing Jane, by the way. Like I'm not
Oh
saying
yeah,
it's not
100%.
fun. Oh great, Jane's great. But yeah, I think playing Yanagi, there's just a little bit more to manage. And I think that is kind of exciting. And then when you start thinking about like, okay, well, if I'm going to play her with Bernice, then that gives me an opportunity to, burn and cause disorder, and then shock and then cause disorder by burning. So what I also want to do is I want to keep a note of where I am in the polarity disorders and then also in the actual disorders as well. So that's going to like help to maximize your damage if you're flip-flopping between burning and shocking. And I think that's like for me as someone who likes to think about the game maybe a little bit more than I should, and I know that sometimes my hands can't always translate what I'm thinking about, but I think it's like it's definitely it's giving you more to think about without even also thinking about like the stance stuff. And yeah, I just think she's so cool. I'm actually really happy I got her early because the more I played her in the trial stuff, I was like, let me, I can't wait to build her. So yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, because like in the regular cons like Shiyu and stuff, I think most players can probably get away with not thinking too much about it and kind of, I guess, playing her a little brain dead.
Yeah.
But I feel like once you get into like towers, I feel like it's very beneficial for you to understand how to properly use her rotations and maximize her damage with her stances, because then you'll be able to clear a lot faster and not have to worry about getting one shot.
True.
I will say the one thing I want them to do, like on the topic of like, having to manage all this stuff, having to worry about all the stances, I really want them to add more like visual information about stuff. Like I know you can see the stances with the blue and orange bars at the top, but like there's no timer. It only just starts flashing when like you're about to expire. Like just more, like there's nothing wrong with just adding extra little circle buffs to show like you have 5 seconds until you have to change stance, as opposed to like
I agree.
Yeah, like a little
like
circle
having
around
to
it,
do
like
that
you do with the normal
yourself,
buffs.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing. But what I was going to ask you a minute ago, though, Shanna, was you originally, because I remember in your video, you were like, I think I'm going to skip her. You weren't sure, but you're like, I think I'm going to skip. And then the next thing I knew is that you were messaging me and you were on stream. And
Well,
you were like,
to be fair, I decided to do like a couple of pulls, like 20 or 30 or so, and then one
I
thing
can't
happened,
talk.
and
I
was
can't
like,
talk. I don't know. Like, carry on.
like it was just like it just well, hang on. So it was more of not really like what we were talking about earlier, but like knowing what was coming up with Lighter and Haramasa, it was like I don't really see myself pulling for either of those two, and like I'm sitting on a bunch of polychromes, so I may as well.
Mm. And how are you feeling now?
I'm like, like again, she's very fun to play. Like when I'm just doing the regular days, it feels like I'm actually doing something, you know, actually using the skills and not just mashing. But I will say, when it came to the tower, I couldn't, well, not I couldn't, but it was a lot more comfortable to use Jane instead of Yanagi because you don't have to worry about all like those buffs and managing that because you have to worry about all that stuff and then also worry about staying alive. But with Jane, 3 dodges and like she always jumps up and down, you know, dodging the attacks. It was just so much more comfortable using Jane there.
Yeah, because it is easier to stay alive, I guess. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Did you have anything to add on the Yanagi stuff, Kete?
2 things. One, I almost pulled her after trying her on because like I had 3 different viewers who let me borrow their account, so I didn't have to pull her. And they all had different investment levels and different teams I could try, so it was very nice to try on like a lot of different experiences. But when I realized that her EX special basically goes full fucking screen and she could chase down Thanatos, oh my god!
Oh yeah, the
Bro,
teleport.
I almost
I didn't even know she could do that.
fucking I almost swiped, bro, because you know Thanatos is my most hated enemy in the game because the motherfucker just teleports and just stalls. I'm like, fight me, like try to kill me, like, stop running away.
We saw that happen in Kete's PvP video that he released not too long ago.
That happened to Banished,
Oh.
one of the people competing. Like he literally just wouldn't stop teleport. He would teleport like 5 times in a row. And like when I realized Yanagi could chase his ass down with ease, oh bro, I almost pulled. I almost cracked.
So
I
what, you
almost
just
cracked, bro.
you just EX special and then she's just like zooms to
With the slam down
Zooms to
teleports.
him, bro. Just
Oh.
zooms to him, bro. It's so nice. It's so nice. Like he can't get away from her. It's so nice, bro. And then also remember y'all was talking about parries. Her parry is a tiny bit harder to time than Caesar's. And
That's
the
why it's so
big
cool when you
difference-
do it though.
Yeah. But the big difference is obviously Caesar, if you did mistime hers for some reason, you still get the shield, right? So you're not gonna
Yeah.
die. But with Yanagi's, when I was trying her on stream and tower, bro, and my Yanagi was in red HP, every time I went for the parry, my fucking heart rate was like 200.
That's why
I
it's
was
so
like,
cool because then you pull it up and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
He's like clutch parry, clutch parry, clutch parry. You know, it's like so it definitely feels a lot fucking better when you don't have a fucking shield protecting you, and this parry is what's keeping you alive. It's a lot more engaging. So I think she's great. If I didn't need to secure my lighter funds, I would have pulled.
Fair. Cool. On to Haramasa then. Haramasa thoughts. Haramasa probably. I talked about this the other day. We don't necessarily know if he's going to be in the first half of 1.4 or the second half, but what do we think, Haramasa?
What to say?
I want to say we need to come up with a time and date for the funeral service for our bro Anton.
Having an actual electric attack.
No,
now,
we
yeah.
don't. He's fine. He's fine.
My man's he lived from July 4th, 2024, all the way till whatever the first day patch 1.4 is. RIP, bro. You'll be missed.
So
He will.
He's just gonna take over. What? Anton's attack
I would hope
role?
so.
Yeah.
if he's worse than Anton somehow, boy oh boy.
Yeah.
He's gonna take whatever teams people was running Anton with, and
I feel like he might be a bit different.
potentially whatever more.
Yeah, I feel like he might be a bit different from Anton, though. I feel like he might be a bit different because he's got the bow, hasn't he? So I was wondering if he might.
Yeah, he's a
can
bow.
like transform into 2 swords. Yeah, it's Child from Genshin.
Yeah, he
well,
literally
visually.
he has melee. No, like because they even showed in the cutscene he has melee and range. He literally is Child. He gets both.
Yeah, so I feel like he might play a little differently. I don't think he.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to save it. I'm trying to cope for the bros, for the Anton bros. But
Well, there's no coping.
yeah,
I don't even think there's probably not even that many bros left anyway. I
They've all moved on.
I tried to make it work. Like I said earlier, I tried to revive him. I was like, maybe I got all his copies. He does give himself a shield.
Does he?
I was like, maybe I could make him work in tower. Nope, that shield did not matter at all.
In tower. Yeah, I hadn't considered using him in tower. I'm going to be honest, and I
I don't
leveled
think
him up.
anyone did.
Yeah, brutal.
Now, if you're good at the game, I've showed this clip on my stream multiple times. If you're really good at the game, you can do Anton, Shingi, Nicole, and the clip that I always show is the person clearing Shiyu defense, and their Anton's ultimate did 1.5 million damage. And he cleared Shiyu in 36 seconds. So like,
Jesus,
obviously, if
fuck.
you're really fucking good at the game, Anton will still be good for you. But let's be real, we're talking about the average player, right? Like no, Anton, people ain't gonna do that with the Anton.
Yeah, if I had Chingy, I would have probably definitely run that team. Just since he gives like the stun damage multiplier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
But I ain't got that, so my Anton ain't kicking out that much damage right now.
Poor Anton. I did use him recently for the first time, actually, when I tried to clear with Shiyu with all A ranks, which was successful, and that was my first time playing Anton. I gotta say that his damage output is not like with very small amount of investment on my part. Like I'll admit that, but his damage output was not great, and yeah, it just made me think like, oof, like limited S ranks are gonna run away with this. Like I'd much rather play Ju on that team, rather than Anton. But
yes, it's definitely just a budget character. If you ain't got nothing else,
if you don't have something
you
else,
can use him.
yeah, he's usable. He can clear in he can clear one side in 2.5 minutes. But it is pain, and you're right down to the wire of that 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
But Haramasa, though.
Yeah, Haramasa. I'm hoping he's really cool. Because we already know that Miyabi's going to outshine him. It just is what it is. But my hope is that at least his gameplay shows something, makes him very interesting to make it be like that. Even though that Miyabi's better, I might pull him on a rerun if he seems pretty cool.
The dual sword bow thing might make him kind of interesting. So yeah,
he is going to be like the first attacker in a while. So like again, if we're going to assume that with every anomaly unit they've been putting out, there's always like some new gimmick or something. I hope that like whatever gimmick that he might have is like really cool.
Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, kind of excited. All right, shall we move on then? We got something else we want to talk about, which is okay. So what do we think? So we know that now that Haramasa and Miyabi are coming in 1.4, but what do we think is next? Do we think Obol squad to give Soldier 11 someone to play with?
I hope so.
Or do we think it's the idols?
I have a tinfoil hat that I think it's idols.
Ooh.
I think it's idols.
And I have a potential theory, but it's like a schizo theory.
Okay,
I
Shanna.
think it's idols.
Oh, you think it's idols as well? Let's hit this with the schizo theory though, Shanna. Go for it.
So in this virtual mayhem event, to start it off, you go speak to Snap, the little like looks like a rapper Bangbu, whatever, has like a backwards cap and everything.
Oh, the event that's going on now.
Yeah. Where you have the trials and stuff like that, or you have the trial characters.
Yeah.
And that Bangbu is technically speaking somebody. It's kind of like how Phaethon uses EOS to speak in the Hollow Zero. It's somebody speaking through this Bangbu. And they talk about how the reason why we're doing this whole virtual mayhem thing is because somebody was stuck in the virtual world. And the way this Bangbu describes the person that's stuck is they call the person a virtual construct. And when I think virtual construct, that doesn't sound like you would refer to a human like that. It sounds like you'd be referring to a machine. And the idols are like virtual idols. So, and also on the very last day of the virtual mayhem, so once you do the 5th one, the little Bangbu says, "Oh, thank you, whatever, blah, blah, blah." And that we even say like, "Oh, I hope we get to meet in the future and stuff like that." And the Bangbu says, "Yeah, I hope we meet in the future as well." And what's more, I'm even getting more like my tinfoil hat is growing bigger by the second. We know that like from past experience, they have been like sort of teasing characters that are going to come in later on. For example, we've seen Lighter in like just standing around Luminous Square and stuff like that with like girls fawning over him since like I want to say patch 1. And then in like patch 1.1, 2 of those, not Pulchra, the other 2 like Theron enemies, they were seen walking around in Luminous Square before patch 1.2 came out. So I mean, maybe this is like the hint for upcoming characters now as well.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, it was an event last patch in 1.2 that it's like some dial. I can't remember what's the name of the event was, but it was a form of dialogue there, and I think it mentions one of the idols, if I'm not mistaken.
And also, I think the Bamboo Snap, when we first meet her, and she introduces herself, she's in the video store, the Bamboo's in the video store, and looking around the videos, the Bamboo like slips up and says, "Oh, that's one of the movies that I star in. That's my favorite star." So come on, like it's somebody that's famous that would be in the movies and stuff like that. It's how can it not be an idol unless somehow one of the Obol squad members happens to be like a movie star? My money's on idols.
Yeah, I think the more logical choice is definitely idols. At least from where it's alluding to right now. I just want Old Ball Squad really bad because I'm a Soldier 11 shield. So all that means for me is more additional story for Soldier 11 that's going to be involved, and she won't be alone anymore because I'm even though a lot of the characters coming out recently actually compliment her a lot.
Yeah.
I want more Old Ball Squad members because I like their overall design and aesthetic, and we've been getting teased and hinted at about. I think her name is set in the game. I think it was Trigger.
The sniper girl.
Yeah, it's in the
Trigger.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I need to see what the design is looking like, and I want to imagine how they will make a sniper character work in this game. Like, is she going to be Call of Duty quick scoping?
Yeah, I have a
gamer.
Yeah, I have a theory.
Me and
though.
gamer talked about this.
Yeah, I watched.
Hang on, go.
Yeah, I'll say my theory. I think you will get to scope in. I think when you switch to her, she'll be like on the edge of the map, and then you'll get to scope in and do your shot, and it will cause like a quick assist for your next character, or to switch back to the character, so you can.
That's big brain as hell.
I mean,
I like it though.
I don't know. I might be cooking, but like I might
you have
not
to actually aim for the head, and if you hit the head, you get a crit.
Yeah, it might make me switch to
Guaranteed.
mouse and keyboard
Must be
because I'm
real.
not aiming with the stick on my controller. That's for sure. But yeah, I think that would be sick.
It's very possible because they've already shown they're willing to experiment with that. Well, at least Hoyo in general, because they did it with Rappa in Star Rail. She has like a first person point of view with her ultimate.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see them doing like a ADS, like first person perspective.
Yeah, I think it would probably take quite a lot of effort from them because like every time you switch to her, she'd have to be like out of the way, if that makes sense.
Oh my gosh. And because of how much effort that would take, that means it's going to take longer to develop. So that means idols comes before them. We solved it.
We solved it. I don't know, man. Kete, what do you think? Idols or Obol?
I think idols, obviously, but
You want to go
talk
back
about
to the
later.
trigger?
No, I want to talk about Trigger later. Idols just make the most sense to me from a very simple point of view. Hoyo's already shown us them officially. Like that wasn't leaked. That was shown.
That's true, yeah.
They were shown to us officially. And right now, Hoyo is trying to get all the characters that they have shown us officially into the game first. And like they've
That's
already
true.
shown us idols. It just makes sense for them to be next. Because like they'd be the last ones, right?
Yeah. And then it'll also make sense for them to do it while it was still pretty early in the game's life, because they did mention when they revealed that they plan to do like a concert with them or something to like show them off. Like they want like I think in the article on Billy they mentioned like they want an idea of like having them taking over the stream or something. It was something crazy that they wanted to do since their whole thing is being an idol.
That's so insane.
Yeah, like
like the promotion, like, the way they were promoted is they had their own like social media page. Like it wasn't promoted on Zenless Zone Zero page. It was like the virtual idol groups page that they were promoted in.
Yeah, like they have like because they was like they were really down about them getting leaked before they made that official post, because like they had like a really big idea with them when they introduced them into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of can't wait for the idols. I will say though, in support of, I do agree with you that it'll probably be the idols, but in support of Obol, like we're talking about the idols coming into the game because we're seeing event stuff with like like alluding to the idols potentially. But remember that there was the Obol stuff that was already in the game. That was like 1.0. Where we got to hang out with Soldier 11 and we got to like we talked to Trigger on the comms or something. I can't really exactly remember what happened, but
it's like she saves Soldier.
Yeah, so like there's a part of me that thinks like, yes, I do think it's idols because it feels like it's heading in that direction. But Obol was already in the game in 1.0. So it could go either way.
Yeah, and it also depends because like when they tackle Obol, then that also brings them back having to tackle the whole thing about why is Ambi and Soldier 11 like the same
So
person.
similar, yeah.
Yeah,
Why are
that'll
they,
bring them back to
like,
that
the
story
same?
plot too. So it just depends when they want to start tackling those different those story plots that they introduced.
Yeah. Cool.
I'll just say there's
really-
like 5 people that are so excited that we're like getting so into the lore.
Yeah, it's not many. It's not many.
But with the trigger gameplay stuff,
Mhm.
we do get to aim down sights with their sniper. I'm just gonna say one thing why I don't want to aim down sights with the sniper. One reason.
Okay.
Because we're gonna eventually get co-op, and I swear to God, if I have to be the fucking tank and there's a fucking trigger on my team and they keep fucking and I have to sit there and take that shit while they keep missing, I'm gonna lose my shit, bro. I'm gonna lose my shit.
Just tell them to get better. That's all.
Yeah, true.
You know, it will if whenever co-op comes, I'll be your trigger, bro. I got you.
I'll miss every shot.
I swear to God, the fucking boss got me in the corner. I'm fucking fighting for my life with Ben.
I'll be the trigger that triggers you.
That would be pretty funny.
Bro, we got it. I'm telling you, if they add co-op, we got to do like some content creator like collab videos. It'd be funny as fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
what of like trying to mess each other up, but not telling each other we're trying to mess each other up.
And just doing some co-op shit, you know. But
Shenanigans.
What's next? Is that it?
Yeah, I guess that unless we have any other thoughts on Trigger. I think I remember saying that if she spawns in like at the edge of the arena or something, this is when Keta and I were talking about it off stream. But if she spawns in at the edge of the arena, then we do have the potential that if it's like an enemy that can like jump to her, then it'll just jump to. So it might not work that well. Who knows?
Can you imagine you spawn in, you're like 100 meters from the enemy, you aim down sights with a sniper because you know you don't aim down sights with a sniper quickly, like it takes a second, right? And then as soon as you get your eye accustomed to the sight, all you see is just this big metal plate in front of you. You take down your sights and you look up and it's just a big ass robot.
Oh, he closed that distance quick. Yeah.
Like, nah, bro, I don't know how they would do that, man. It'd just be weird. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would be weird, but I'm here for it. Like I'm here for the weird. Any other business though, boys? Anything else you want to chat about before we wrap up?
Other than thank you for Soul for coming on. Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. It was fun.
Coming.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I guess we're starting to wrap up. So we'll start with Soul. Soul, where can people check out your stuff?
You can find me everywhere with Soulless Soul. That's SOLESS. SOL. Doing mostly Zenless. I don't really the gacha really interests me like that. So yeah, only Zenless. And I actually have a fighting game channel too that I cover stuff up there as well. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so if there's any overlap, people can go check you out on the fighting game channel too. That's cool.
Yeah.
Shanna?
What up? It's me, Shana. Every Monday, news videos. Stay up to date with everything in Zenless Zone Zero, and sprinkled every now and then as well. Just some other random videos of me ranting about stuff.
Sometimes lore.
Sometimes lore.
Yeah.
Do not get me started about lore. I will go off.
I like the lore ones. Kete, where can people find your stuff?
At Get to the 7th on Twitter, obviously YouTube. I stream a lot nowadays, and between 1 to 3 videos a week. Come check out the stream, and you'll get to see all my different bang boos. I'm getting a lot of new ones made too, so
Wait.
you never know which one you can see.
What are the new ones?
It's gonna be because you already know I got the pimp boo, I got the adventurine boo, I got
Lighter boo.
lighter boo. I'm getting Haramasa boo made right now.
But why?
I
For who?
Because why? Because why not?
Okay.
Did you
Are
not
we
see
getting
him
are
in
we getting a
the-
Miyabi boo?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. We're also getting a chicken boo. It's gonna be a boo holding a big bucket of chicken.
Oh, fried chicken. Right.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought the bamboo was the chicken. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna put him in a chicken suit.
Oh no, he can be holding that big bucket of KFC.
Okay. That's great. I'm excited to see that. Okay, lastly then, I've been Average Luck Gamer. You can find me on YouTube, Average Luck Gamer. You should join the Discord, Average Luck Gamer. You should follow me on Twitch as well because I stream sometimes. And that brings us to the end of the show. So,
But most importantly, out of all 4 of us, you should subscribe to the Losing the 50 channel.
oh yes, yeah. Please like and subscribe to this video. Subscribe to Losing the 50 because that's this channel right here. We should have mentioned this halfway through the video, but we fucked up. Classic us, I guess. Anyway, all right, let's say goodnight. Right, say goodnight, Shanna.
Good night.